So Gladiator is the historic tale of a general of a Roman army who, after a battle, essentially, is won by the Roman army. The general of Marcus, is asked to become the heir to. He's asked to be the emperor of Rome, right?
Essentially, yeah. He's asked by Marcus Aurelius to become the next emperor, even though he basically refuses to become the emperor. And the emperor says, well, that's exactly why I'm choosing you, essentially.
Yeah, that's right. So he's asked to be the emperor, and he doesn't want it, but the son of the emperor, Commodus, is kind of like a stuck-up kid, kind of he feels entitled to the throne in ways, and he's upset because he knows that he's not going to get the throne. He knows that that the throne has essentially been given to Marcus not Marcus. Sorry, I'm getting the names mixed up. Commodus, the heir to the throne, I guess, or the son of the current emperor, is mad that he's not getting the throne. So he orders Maximus's family killed and Maximus killed, and this is all after he himself kills the emperor himself.
Yeah, Commodus, played by Joaquin Phoenix, I definitely think that he's like one of the best actors they could have chosen for that role. I think he played it quite well.
Yeah, I agree. Because even at that, even in that point in his career, he hadn't done a lot of stuff. But I forget that he's always been talented. He's well known for 100%. Joker. Yeah, he's well known for Joker and stuff right now. But I think even back then, he was really good in that one. I like because he plays such a douchey character, but he plays him so well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
he played a young, immature Commodus very well.
Yeah,
it was a good choice on that one.
Yeah, but the story kind of goes from Maximus. He survives this attempt on his life, and he makes it back to his home, and he finds his family kind of has been butchered. His whole farm has been butchered and burned down to the ground.
After narrowly escaping death, essentially.
Yeah. After he'd already been ordered to be killed, he makes a great escape, but he finds his home, and that kind of leads him to, I guess, not really living for much. And what happens is he finds himself in the slave trade, or in the hands of some slavers in I guess ancient Rome, with a bunch of other just random people. And so once he's in the slaves, he meets this man named Proximo, who's essentially the owner of all the slaves. And Proximo puts them in the Colosseum, in a sorts. He puts them in the Colosseum, makes them fight, and he tells all of them, or I guess he tells only Maximus a couple of times. He says, "Win the crowd, and you'll win your freedom." And so Maximus spends most of the movie trying to win the crowd, while also trying to, I guess, avenge his army and avenge his family and things like that. And the movie goes, and lots of great Colosseum fights, lots of awesome, a couple of battle sequences that were really good, and yeah, lots of great special effects and things.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting, the rise of the Gladiator, Russell Crowe, and his rise to fame in favor of the people, because I believe he wasn't super popular at first with the crowd, and he told Oliver Reed, or Proximo, that he's gonna win the crowd over and win his freedom.
Yeah. So the movie kind of climaxes to a point that, this is your mild spoiler warning for the end of the movie, but it climaxes to a point where Maximus is in the Colosseum once more, this time he's fighting Commodus, and he's already wounded. Like Maximus is already wounded. He's got like a full on like a stab in his gut, and he walks out into the Colosseum, and they have this awesome climax of a fight, and then it ends with Maximus essentially using Commodus's momentum against him and killing him in the Colosseum.
Yeah, just the fact that Commodus even thought that he could defeat Maximus, like even with the stab wound, like dirty cheating bastard.
Yeah.
Stabs him and then tries to fight him. He's like, oh, I can defeat him, but
yeah, and Commodus had 2 blades too. Remember, he pulls out a knife from his little forearm plate, and like it's pretty. And I mean, I think the fight works well because you can see that Maximus is trying his hardest, but you can also see that Commodus is like really trying. He's
really scared.
Yeah, and really scared. Maximus is like, this ain't no thing. I'm just wounded. Like, I'm just bleeding out here.
He's like, I'm dying already, so might as well just win this fight real quick. Free the country from the evil rule of Commodus.
Yeah. But the movie kind of ends with that awesome kind of climax. Maximus kind of walks off. He doesn't walk off. He dies. He dies at the end. He bleeds out. But you see him kind of walk into the afterlife, and he sees his family, and it's an awesome ending. Like when they
he gets carried out by the excuse me. He gets carried out by all the people.
Yeah.
And they just leave Joaquin.
Yeah, they just leave his body there, and I'm like, that's my favorite part of the movie is you've got like. The Emperor of Rome, who gets brutally massacred in his own like fight that he staged, and he tried to manipulate his own way, and now no one's just paying attention to his dead body. It's a great ending.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
I died.
Yeah, but and so I think the ending, like when they say an ending can make or break a movie, I think this one is my favorite part of the whole movie. I think my favorite moment of the entire movie is the last 5 minutes.
The 5 minutes is when he goes and sees his family after death?
No, just like the whole fight leading up to it. Like even when he gets stabbed in the little, like in the room before he goes into the Colosseum Center. Like that, from that moment to the end credits, that's my favorite part of the whole movie. But I guess,
me too.
Yeah, I guess like speaking of favorites, like out of all of the fights, out of all of the action sequences, which one was your favorite, do you think?
Definitely the ending one, and there was the other one that he won with his fellow slave friend.
I think his name is Juba.
I don't quite recall the name, but they were fighting together in it, and then they ended up winning.
I think the chariot scene.
Yeah, I have the chariot scene in it, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. The chariot scene was probably, other than the last 5 minutes, the chariot scene is a huge standout. I think that's, but also like it's really kind of cool to see him direct these like random group of slaves too. Like you see him ask all of them. He's like, anyone here been in the army? And then some of them are like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, well, this is what we're gonna do. And it's just kind of cool to see him direct these random folks. Some of them been in the army, some of them haven't been. But I mean, even after that whole fight, Commodus asks, I can't remember who he asked, but he asks someone. He's like, doesn't the barbarians lose in the actual history? And he's like, yeah, but like, you know, because the whole Colosseum fight scene is supposed to be a reenactment of the barbarian horde that they talk about in the movie.
Uh-huh.
And Commodus is like, wait a minute, didn't the barbarians lose in real life? And they're like, well, yeah, like, but not here, I guess. The gladiators are better than the warriors.
Oh man.
Yeah. What were some other standouts for you, like moments, I guess?
I'd have to think about it for just a second.
Yeah. No, You're good. There's a lot that I like about. I think the first chunk is also really good too. The battle sequence at the beginning is probably one of my one of my favorite like openings of a period piece.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely like the opening scene quite a bit with like the raining arrows and all the warriors. And
Yeah. Well, because you don't see that much in movies anymore. Is like that commitment to having that many extras out in the open and actually like doing big battle stages and stuff like that.
Oh, I think probably one of my favorite scenes, or I guess it was pretty messed up when he killed the Emperor. He just starts like complaining essentially to the Emperor, and then he's like, I have all these strengths, why didn't you choose me?
Oh, right, yeah.
And then just like hugs him to death and just like suffocates him in his chest. Like, I thought that was so messed up. I felt like it was a little too easy to do that.
Like to kill an old man that way?
I was like, No, that was pretty messed up. I definitely did not see it coming, having never seen that movie before until now.
Yeah. No, I think that dialogue section is one of my favorite like moments of dialogue, because it is really, they don't have many scenes together, the Marcus Aurelius character and the son of that character, Commodus. Like, they don't have many scenes together, but that one is really strong with both performers, with both Richard Harris and Joaquin Phoenix playing those characters. I'm like, yeah, that scene has a lot to chew on for the rest of the movie. To think about, Joaquin's character, Commodus, wanting not only the throne, but I guess in a way he wants his dad's approval too. He not only wanted the throne, I think he wanted his dad to pick him.
Yeah, and he didn't choose him, so he killed him. Maximus didn't choose to be loyal to Commodus after that, and he tried to kill him as well.
Yeah.
But couldn't.
Yeah.
He's got a power problem.
Yeah, he's what do they call it? He's insecure.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up some of the goofs in the movie, because there's a couple of parts that happen in the movie that I guess you could call them fails, but they're not. They don't make the movie any worse. But it's like when you see the fails, it's hard not to see them.
Which ones?
Well, there's the one at the beginning, not at the beginning, but during one of the first Gladiator matches, in the iconic one where he yells out into the crowd and he goes, "Are you not entertained?" Like,
oh yeah, that one-liner.
Yeah. But that scene, there's one shot in the scene where off to the left you can see the director and the camera standing there.
No way.
Just in the crowd, yeah.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to miss, but again, like, once you see it, once you know where it is, it's hard not to. Like, I've only seen the movie like 3 times. This was your first time, right? Like,
that was my first time watching it, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it like 3 times, and so I've noticed it ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's also a part during the chariot race where one of the chariots like flips over the shields, right? And inside the chariot you can see some like engineer equipment, like an engine or like a tank, like of some kind, and you can tell that it's part of the rigging.
The set.
Yeah, it's part of the set. You can tell that it's part of the set, and it's not part of the design. It's not part of the costumes. It's not part of the chariot. It's a literal gas tank in the back of a chariot, and you're like, what's that doing there?
Oh my God. Man, there's just such a lot to take in with that movie that I definitely did overlook a couple of those details like that.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is that I didn't even find them. Like, I didn't find those details myself. Mm-hmm. I think someone else on like YouTube or something pointed them out, because I had seen the movie, but I had never noticed them myself.
Oh, okay.
But I just knew they were there, and then once someone else on YouTube pointed them out, I was like, oh yeah, I'll be looking at that every time I watch the movie now. So sure enough, like this last time when we watched it, I was just looking for the fails.
Oh my God.
But I mean, like you said, you didn't notice on the first go, so
Were there any like other bloopers like that?
There's one section. This is something that I think I've noticed from the first time, but when the slaves and Marcus's army are fighting towards the end of the movie, like when they're doing that raid, and they kind of get ambushed by Commodus and Commodus's men.
Yeah.
There's a couple parts where some arrows fly into one of the guys.
The guy that's hanging?
No. One of the other slaves. There's a part where all the arrows fly into one of the slaves, and you can see his padding. You can see his padding under his shirt where the arrows are. Like, it's an obvious, like, square on his chest and on his back where it's obvious padding. And so that's something that I think I've noticed on the first, like, since my first viewing. But other than that, I can't think of any other, like, I guess goofs or mess ups during that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite, like, performances, or like, which was your favorite characters?
I mean, you got to talk about Maximus because he's, like, I think it is still Russell Crowe's best movie and best performance. Like, Russell Crowe has done a couple of good things in recent years, but I think he really, he stands out as, like, the strong, stoic, warrior that has had everything kind of taken from him and stuff like that. Like, he plays that character really well for that movie. But then I also really like Richard Harris's performance too. Even though he's only in the movie for maybe 10 minutes total, he's one of my favorite parts. He's one of my favorite performances, I guess.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think aside from Russell Crowe's performance, I would have to say that obviously Joaquin Phoenix and Russell Crowe both did a very good job. I did notice that Tommy Flanagan was in that movie, who plays Cicero.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Chibs.
Yeah.
In Sons of Anarchy. I thought that was pretty cool that he was in there.
Mm-hmm. I forget that those are his real scars.
Yeah.
Like, he's got real scars.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah. No, that's pretty awesome, though. I always like it when actors like that pop up. Like, small roles. These people always play small roles, but their faces and their acting is very noticeable.
Yeah, he definitely did a great job on that one, too.
Yeah. But, what, you want to talk about Gladiator 2?
Well, with Gladiator 2, I didn't watch the full trailer on it. The only thing I know about it is that Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Daddy Pascal, as they say. Not me.
Daddy Pascal is in it, and that alone is making me want to see it.
Yeah. There's I know I can't remember the main guy's name who's in the second one, but there's also Denzel Washington.
Yeah, Denzel Washington.
And the dude from All of Us Strangers, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
So definitely got some good actors in there.
Let's see. Yeah, Paul Mescal. He's the main character. He's playing the main character, Paul Mescal.
Lucius.
Cool. Yeah, no, I didn't even know that was his name in the movie. But Gladiator 2, I think that's the one thing that I'm upset about this movie, is that it's not called Gladiators. It's just called Gladiator 2. Because, I mean, Ridley Scott did Alien. Or no, yeah, he did Alien, and then they called Alien 2 Aliens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what you should be doing, is not this Gladiator 2 crap. I want Gladiators. I think that would be a better title, but that's me.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I guess we're both kind of going into Gladiator 2 a little bit blind.
Yeah.
When it comes out here soon.
Because I've seen one trailer and I haven't paid too much attention to it because I want to go in blind. I want to be kind of surprised to see where it goes and see what happens in it and stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, awesome.
Hopefully, it has a little bit shorter of a runtime.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I already think it's 2 hours and 40-ish minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, which is longer than the first one. I think the first one was only 2 hours and like 20.
Oh man.
But still, quite a sit through.
I'm sure it will be better now, graphics wise, and with our technology now versus then. I'm thinking it'll be a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people that are not really looking forward to it, like just because they don't think that it can live up to the first one, and I think it will. I mean, I think Ridley Scott knows what he's doing as a director. I don't think that he would do this if he didn't think that it could stand on its own two legs. And I'll be there opening day. Like, I'm gonna be seeing it as soon as I can because. I don't know. The one trailer that I did see looks good, and I think I trust Ridley Scott more than some directors today. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Awesome. Well, yeah, check out Gladiators or Gladiator 2 in theaters November 22nd. But yeah, that's been it for Film Talk with Wood and Stone.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Bye.